You urgently ran to Mitsuki's office in the west wing, huffing and puffing as you made it to the outside of her office. Maria was quick to fix you up, looking you over to make sure you were all right. You then stood up tall, hearing the light chat of the ladies inside. Her Majesty, the up-and-coming crown princess. The voices came quiet as the doors opened and in walked you. Mitsuki was standing. Oh, my Yin, I do hope you have gotten well rested since what had happened. She lightly smiled. It was filled with happiness, but also a slight tang of regret and hopefulness. Do not worry, Your Majesty. I have somehow slept well. Maybe a little too bit well, with a little bit of help. You smiled back. Anyways, please. She ushered over to the four ladies. My name is Koi Senemi. My family trades in the south, so I was glad to see your invitation. She stood up with a smile. Yes, I have seen your father speak with mine from time to time. They seem quite fond of each other. You lightly giggle, your hand hovering in front of your mouth. She looked to be naive, will mostly be scared off, with a few harsh words that could be spat to her. One may call her weak, to say the least, but you needed foreign help in this foreign land just to survive longer than anything else. My name is Loan Koshi. My mother is the grand musician of the Oran Theater. She looked up, her eyes narrowed with firmness. She's tough. A little firm, but that's all right. Ah, I believe I have heard of your name. I am certain I have heard of her works. But I bless it won't be the same as a composer. I do wish to hear her play. You smiled, nodding. She only nodded in agreement. My name is Eden Oshim. You paused. There she was, standing with her arms resting in front of her. I am the daughter of the Supreme Chief of War. She smiled. Her voice was calm. I am sorry, Your Highness, but my sister became gravely sick, so I shall take her place until she recovers, or... She pauses and looks away. I understand. There is no need to exclaim. You rose a hand lightly. I am sorry to ask, but who is the girl beside you? I have heard rumors, but I want to hear it from you who she is. The last one spoke. And you could tell your mood had changed drastically. She's my head lady in waiting as of now. Before, she was my only lady in waiting, since none to come to my expectations. She is mute, so you'll have to learn quickly on how she wants things done. She'll be honest, blunt, and she may seem nice, but she will not share an ounce of respect until it is earned. You spoke firmly. But it is quite rude of you to demand her name before saying yours. You spoke. Mitsuki watched as she walked back to her chair. She is quite right. Mitsuki looked over to her. I apologize for my rudeness. My name is Runi Umi. I am the daughter of the Tinju family. The owner of a mining company. I would like to entrust you with my life here in the palace and everywhere I go, in this kingdom. You spoke as the four ladies bowed in front of you as they left. But then the room became quiet, only filled with you, Myra, and Mitsuki. I heard you were in the garden and found me and my husband's secret palace. She smiled, but you looked at her with confusion. I am sorry, but what do you mean? You asked. The willow tree? She stood up and walked to the window. That is the center of the garden. We planted it when we were little. She then looked to you. Have you heard of the legend surrounding cherry blossoms? Yes. You nodded. Well, it goes for the same for that willow tree. That is why the garden is built in a maze-like shape. Your heart is supposed to guide you to the middle. That was when it hit you. You met Katsuki there, and your cheeks flushed and your ears You covered your face, only hearing her giggle. I'm sorry, but I must leave. You quickly bowed, along with Mira, and quickly left. You did not like the hint she was giving you. Was the maze, like garden, built for lovers to find their true love? Oh, and if they reached the middle, they were destined to be together? Oh, no. You weren't going to be with some arrogant little prince. Yes, he had been nice to you here and there, but still, he was arrogant. And you couldn't dare fall in love for an arrogant prince who had no sense of respect for others. All right, then. We need the other three to understand you. You walked side by side as you decided to finally talk. I'm glad that we met up with Eden again, though it is quite concerning that she's here. Do we keep her closer than the others? I don't trust any of them. You spoke in a hushed voice, and she could only nod. I wonder if Her Majesty knew of you being mute. She did look quite shocked when I said that. You hummed, and so did she, well, the best she could. As Myra opened the door to your bedroom, you could see the four of them. Sorry, my lady, we wish to learn everything we can. Koi spoke with a huff. Her cheeks pouted out as she held her chest high. Yes, we are to fulfill every need of yours. We must learn quickly. Nolan spoke as she bowed. I do hope you are not lying. You spoke with firmness. If I find out this was to find intel to someone, you looked to Myra. They'll deal with you. She nodded. First, I have a strict schedule in the morning and at night. You then turned to Mary. Care to show them the ropes? You tilted your head to her. She nodded as the both of you moved to your vanity and sat down, waiting as you could hear the sound of fabric and clanking of heels on the wood, waiting until you felt the hands of Myra, her fingers brushing through your hair as she played with it, until quickly putting it up in a bun, weaving pearled beads into your hair, until she grabbed a small container on the table and opened it, brushing a few taps of glitter into your hair. Koi clasped her hands, stars practically in her eyes, gushing over her work. OMG, so pretty, she gasped as she looked around you. Yes, this is how I normally have my hair done in formal events. But you noticed Eden had tilted her head. The grand ball you didn't, she commented. I wanted my hair in the style of the North to show I care for the culture. You smiled. She took some time to think before she eventually nodded, giggling to herself. Come, you can get a turn. You smiled at Koi, begun to mess around with your hair. Maria, could you please grab me a book? I feel as if I'm going to be here for some time. You smiled at the girl. She only nodded, bringing a book over and placing it in your hands as Koi worked away. Maria, Rumi spoke. Could you come with me for something? She continued. But something caught your ear. And what would that be? You took a hold of Maria's arm before she could walk away. Her Majesty said she had a gift for you, saying Maria knew where it was. Oh, yes, she did say something like that. You looked to the said girl, her cheeks pink, nodding as she looked away from you. And why wasn't I told? You asked. She wanted to keep it a secret from you. Koi spoke as she still did your hair. Maria only nodded back. So you let go. Her Majesty was planning it as a pre-wedding gift before the ceremony. Eden spoke. You sighed, wondering what it meant. All right, you nodded. Maria bowed as her and Rumi left the room. I was surprised when you said she was your only lady in waiting. I thought you would have plenty and that they just stayed in the southern kingdom. Koi spoke as she braided your hair, braiding in a cloth that was on the table, which you found weird but weren't going to question her work. We grew up together, so she learned to do what I like rather quickly. Then the others I had. Once Koi had done braiding your hair, she paused, looking over her work. I don't think braids suit her very much. Lolan spoke as she looked in the mirror. You're right, But I can't put my finger on why, though, Koi hummed. It's too thin. No, it's too curly. You sighed, shaking your head at the two of them, until you caught Eden's glare to the door. You turned in your chair. What's on your mind, You wondered. Don't you think it's been a while? They've been gone for a bit too long. She glanced back towards you, her smile once again taking a hold of her face. You're right. It shouldn't have taken this long. Lolon spoke as she turned to the door. You motioned for Koi to stop, standing up from the chair, feeling your hair being undone from whatever it was being undo into next. Walking over to the door, they followed, confused by your actions. The strong strides, the confidence you walked. Though there was something in the walk that made them worry, unease by your actions. You weren't acting like yourself. You were acting like the prince himself. Fierce, fiery, like you owned the world in the palm of your hand and knew that it owed you everything. As you walked, you quickly halted in your steps, causing the girls to stumble into each other with a hoof. They wondered what you were doing. Were you waiting for something? Or someone? You then quickly jolted to open a door and slam it open, seeing the court lady with a knife in hand. Maria on the ground, tears streaming down her face. You could see blood streaming from her arms. Was this girl trying to kill her? It's not what. You slammed the girl's face. Rooney fell to the floor. How dare you lay a finger on my head, lady-in-waiting? What has she done? Are you jealous that a mere slave has a title like that? Or is it that just because she is different land that you find boorish? What is it? Spit it out now. You spat. She looked up at you, scared. Good. She needed to be. Take Myra to my room, you ordered, not looking away from the bowing woman. Her head rested on the floor, practically breaking the wood. Edith nodded, helping Myra to her feet, Koi helping her walk. You could see the blood on the floor. How far did this woman go? You quickly looked over to the girl as the room became darkened. I want you out of my court now. If I ever see you again, I'll kill you.